Darnell Mooney missed a couple games near the end of the season due to the foot/leg injury that he suffered. The Bears did also bring in DJ Moore, alpha wide receiver, and they also brought in my boy, Robert Tonyan, over from the Packers to work near the end zone in the red zone. But Darnell Mooney, always a target hog coming into this season, and it's going to be hard for me to project him to get to 25% target share like he had been the previous couple years, but he was also an underproducer in the touchdown arena in 2022, and so I expect Darnell Mooney to be one of those players that he'll operate as the wide receiver 2 behind DJ Moore in a better Bears offense.
Yeah, it can't be any worse, right? We're talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers offense being bad. The Chicago Bears wasn't much better. They were one of the heaviest run teams in 2022, and they're still going to run the ball. That's not going to change. However, the maturation of Justin Fields and the addition of DJ Moore means that we should see an increase in passing volume, which is a good thing for Darnell Mooney. Let's just forget about everything that took place there in 2022 there. In 2021, Darnell Mooney would record 81 receptions for over 1,000 yards, 4 touchdowns. Mooney isn't necessarily that alpha wide receiver, although he had to play that because Allen Robinson was clearly on the decline at that time, so Mooney stepped up. But Mooney as a second option in the passing game behind DJ Moore when he's garnering most of the attention, that should allow Mooney to expose defenses and create mismatches against second and third string corners, right? He's going to get the better matchups. Teams are going to be focusing their attention on DJ Moore. They still have to respect the run. Chicago's going to run the ball. Justin Fields is going to run the ball. They've got Khalil Herbert still there. Deontay Foreman they brought in. Sean Johnson they drafted. So the Bears are still got a trifecta of running backs that are going to be able to pound the ball, which means teams have to bring guys into that box and protect it, which means we're going to see a lot of one-on-one coverages out there, especially on Darnell Mooney's side of things, as they try to roll that coverage over to DJ Moore, which is going to expose defensive coordinators for who they are. And that's disrespecting my man, Darnell Mooney. Besides, if anytime I can get talking positive about Darnell Mooney in a show, I'm going to do it. It's going to happen. I told you, I rostered Josh Gordon. He's still on my rosters. Darnell Mooney is one of those guys who's going to have a permanent position on any of my rosters, no matter what.
You mentioned the one-on-one matchups that you're hoping for. Darnell Mooney last year was wide receiver 4. There were only 3 wide receivers better than him in win rate versus man. And he was number 11 in target rate versus man and number 14 in target separation versus man. This is a wide receiver who still was, yeah, that's right. He was putting up wide receiver 1/wide receiver 2 man coverage numbers. This is a player, if Justin Fields, if the Bears can bump up the volume for Fields and if Fields can take a step forward as a passer, obviously there's a lot of parlays that have to happen, but Mooney is a good piece here as the wide receiver 2 here for Chicago. And I think there's going to be at least some variation where maybe it's Mooney who leads the team in targets one week. Maybe it's DJ Moore, but I think it's going to be those 2 primarily. But I also wonder about the progression of Chase Claypool. Like if he's actually going to be able to make some sort of mark on this Bears offense. We didn't see much of it last year, but also that overlapped with Mooney being out for a significant portion of the season. So I'm hoping that we see a bounce back here and a player that we could see pay off pretty well in his late wide receiver 4 ADP.